Hey guys, this is Mr. H. Hey, I've spent a couple days over the winter break kind of going through and looking at quadratics because that is one of the things that we need a lot of practice on. So I went out and I took a lot of the old Regents questions and put them on Delta Math so that you could do them and get immediate feedback on how well you did on them. I'm going to do several videos where I show you how to use the quadratic formula and quotes, and then I'm going to show you how to use the calculator to do the heavy lifting and basically simplify any radicals or come up with exact. Now, you got to be careful. This is a little different than I showed you before we went on break, but I think this will be easier and better, and you guys will do, I think, will do a lot better. I'm going to start with the easiest example that we have. So I'm going to do this question. So now, basically, whenever you see they say use the quadratic formula and they give you an equation and then they said round the solutions. As soon as you see the word round, that means you can graph it, just find the zeros and just round it to whatever they tell you to round it to. So that's what I'm going to do. Now, let me take a quick picture because basically so here's what you should do. In order to get, this is a 2-point question. So in order to get the full 2 points, you have to do the A is 1, the B is a -4, the C is a +1, right? So then once you do that, you're going to put it into this formula, the quadratic formula. So this is going to be a -4 plus or minus the square root -4 squared minus 4 times 1 times this is 1, right? So, and then that's all going to be over 2 times 1. Now, you got to do this to show the test makers that you know how to use a quadratic formula. But as soon as you're doing with that, you don't have to use that anymore. We're putting that on our papers. Every time we have a quadratic and it's a constructed response, we're going to do this. We're going to find the A, B, and C. We're going to put it in, we're going to substitute those numbers in, and then we're going to stop and we're going to use the calculator to finish it. So let's go. So I'm going to get rid of this. Now, all I'm going to do is I need my calculator. So I'm going to go here. Let's make this all the way large. All right, so now I'm going to go here, and then I'm just going to type in the equation. So it's going to be x squared minus 4x plus 1. Boom. Whoops, I put a Q there. I'm glad I caught that. 4x plus 1. Press enter. Boom. There's the graph. Now, all we want to know when they ask for the solutions, they just want to know where does it cross the x-axis. So we can use menu 61, which are the zeros. Zeros, roots, they're all the same. All right, so if I go here, now, if you look at this and you see something like this, all this means is somewhere, Greg, you set the settings for rounding, and that's what's causing this. So don't freak out. You guys should know. So I'm going to go to the settings. And remember, they want us to round it to 2 decimal places, to the hundredths place. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to change this to the hundredths place. Boom, done. Now, when you go back, that's what you see. So if you see something otherwise, that just means you got to check your rounding. Now I got to go get the other one. So I'm going to do menu 61 again, and then I'm going to come over here and get the other one. Now the rounding is done. All I have to do is enter these 2 numbers and we're finished. And the fact that I already put the quadratic formula stuff on the paper gives me that 1 point. And now I get these 2 rounded properly. That's the second point. So I would go here and I'm going to enter, I'm going to move this over. I'm going to enter 0.27. And my other solution is 3.73. Submit it. Bam, that's it. That's all you have to do. Now, these are the easiest ones. If they give you a quadratic equation and they ask you to solve it, all you have to do, if they say round, is just enter it into the calculator, graph it, find the zeros, make sure you set the settings to round to the proper rounding place, and then basically whatever the zeros are, those are your answers. It can't be any simpler than that, okay? That one is pretty straightforward. So I'm going to stop and I'm going to post this. Now I'm going to go through several examples. So I'm not going to do this one anymore because this one is pretty straightforward, but the other ones where you have to reduce the rationals or find the exact solution or complete the square, those are a little bit more involved. So I'm going to stop and I'm going to post this.